Yo, Halito. Peace to everybody tuning in. I'm going to get started here shortly. This is a new series that I'm doing on my channel. If y'all want to check out some more videos that's kind of like this, check out my playlist that is labeled Enigma Solver Chronicles. All right, where we crack the code on different spirituality and cultures and world events. Now, on this series, we're going to break down what the great mother, the great matriarchs are in various dark-skinned, melanated spirituality and culture systems. So, now this one, I'm going to break down the Eastern Ethiopian one, which is from Hindustan. I'm going to break that one down. And we're going to break down the meaning of Kamala's name. And will she truly live up to her name? It's not looking good. But we're going to examine. So if y'all can just excuse me for this brief break, I will be back. Peace to everybody tuning in. I appreciate y'all spending some time with me. All right, I'm going to break down the great matriarch energy from Eastern Ethiopia, which is Hindustan. Today it's called India. Now, I'm doing this because it's leading somewhere. These energies, these 10 major energies, are just different aspects of the Great Mother, the Divine Feminine, the Great Matriarch, melanin rich. I'm going to focus on the different melanin rich or the dark skin spirituality and cultures. But today we focusing on these 10, right? Because it's leading up to, does Kamala live up to her name? Will she live up to her name? It's not looking good right now. It's not looking good right now. And they just had this rally in ATL and all of that. We about to address some things, but I'm going to break down the energies, the 10 aspects of the Great Mother. All right. Now, all right, we're going to go here. All right. So the Maha Vidya. All right. Now, these are the 10 major aspects of the Great Mother. All right. Now, this is in Shaktiism. All right. Shakti and Shiva. Shiva is the masculine. Shakti is the feminine energy. So in most spirituality systems, they have a mother source and a father source. All right. So now these are in Hinduism, these are the tantric goddesses. All right. And Hinduism is one of the oldest religions, organized religions, right? So now these 10 aspects of the Great Mother, the Divine Mother. All right, I'm going to move down. All right, Kali is the first one. All right. Now, Kali is the goddess who is the ultimate form of Brahman and the devourer of time, the supreme deity of Kali Kula systems. Mahakali is of pitch black complexion, darker than the dark of the dead of the night. She has 3 eyes representing the past, the present, and the future. She has shining white, fang-like teeth, a gaping mouth, and her red, bloody tongue hanging from there. Now, these have symbolic meanings, so don't get scared. If it's your first time watching my channel, these have symbolic meanings, all right? She is unbound. Disheveled hairs. She wears tiger skins as her garments, a garland of skulls, and a garland of rosy red flowers around her neck and her belt. She was adorned with skeletal bones, skeletal hands, as well as severed arms and hands as her adornmentation. All right. She has 4 hands. 2 of them had a trident called Trishula and the sword, and 2 others carried a demon head and a bowl collecting the blood dripping from the demon head. So, okay, in one aspect, Callie, she defeats the demons. All right, she's the fierce devourer. All right, that's one aspect of the Great Mother. All right, the next one is Tara. Tara is the goddess who acts as a guide and a protector. She is the one who offers the ultimate knowledge that grants salvation. She is the goddess of all sources of energy. All right. The energy of the sun is believed to originate from her. She manifested as the mother of Shiva after the incident of Samudra Manthana. All right, to heal him. Okay. All right. She healed him as her child. Tara is the light blue complexion. She has disheveled hair, wild hair, kind of. Okay, wearing a crown decorated with the digit of the half moon. She has 3 eyes, a snake coiled comfortably around her throat, wearing the skin of tigers and the garland of skulls. She is also seen wearing a belt supporting her skirt made of tiger skin. Her 4 hands carry a lotus. Okay. The demon head and scissors. All right. Her left foot rests on laying down Shiva. All right. Number 3, Tripura Sundari. All right. Let me show y'all the pictures. Okay. So this is a depiction of Kali. All right. All right. She's associated with time, change, creation, power, destruction, and death in Shaktiism. Kali is the first of the 10 Mahavidyas in the Hindu Tantric tradition. All right. All right. That's Kali is number 1. Tara is number 2. This is what Tara looks like. In Shaivism and Shaktiism tradition of Hinduism, the goddess Tara is the second of the 10 Mahavidyas. She is considered a form of Adishakti, the tantric manifestation of Parvati. Parvati is like a mother figure, a nurturing figure. Okay, these are just different aspects of the Great Mother. Her 3 famous forms are Egyata, Ugratara, and I know I'm butchering these names, Nila Saraswati. All right, her most famous, okay, center of worship, they break it down. I'm just showing y'all what they look like. So number 3. Now, Kamala is number 10. We're going to get to number 10. But number 3, all right, Tripura Sundari, also known as Raja Rajesh Shivari, Shodashi Kamashi, and Lalita. She is a Hindu goddess revered primarily within the Shaktiism tradition and recognized as one of the 10 Mahavidyas. She embodies the essence of the supreme goddess Mahadevi. Mahadevi. All right. So, all right. She is the ruler. Another name for her is Tantric Parvati Moksha Mukta. She is the ruler of Mani Devipa, the eternal supreme abode of the goddess. Shadashi is seen with a molten gold complexion, 3 placid eyes, a calm mien, wearing red and pink vestments adorned with ornaments on her divine limbs and 4 hands, each holding a goad, lotus, a bow, an arrow. She is seated on the throne. All right, so she is seated on the throne. All right, that's her. So that's the third aspect of the Great Mother goddess in Eastern Ethiopian, Hindustan, Hinduism. All right. So Kamala is number 10. We get into her. So this is number 3. So these are just different aspects. And the question is, will Kamala live up to her name? So far, she is not. All right. All right. So Buhu Venishvari. The goddess is the world mother, or whose body comprises all 14 lokas of the cosmos. All right. She is a fair golden complexion with 3 content eyes as well as a calm mien. She wears red and yellow garments decorated with ornaments on her limbs and has 4 hands. 2 of her 4 hands hold a goad, a noose, while her other 2 hands are open. She is seated on a divine celestial throne. All right. And this is a depiction of her. All right. She is one of the highest aspects of the Mahadevi. All right. All right. Now, number 5. Bhairavi is the Hindu goddess described as one of the Mahavedas, the 10 avatars of the Great Mother Goddess. She is the consort of Dakshinamurti. All right. This female version is fiery, volcanic, red complexion with 3 furious eyes. Disheveled hair. Her hair is matted, tied up in a bun, decorated by a crescent moon, as well as adorning 2 horns, one striking out from each side. She has 2 protruding tusks from the ends of her bloody mouth. She wears red and blue garments and is adorned with a garland of skulls around her neck. She also wears a belt decorated with severed hands and bones attached to it. She is also decked with snakes and serpents, too, as her adornmentation. Rarely is she seen wearing any jewelry on her limbs. Of her 4 hands, 2 are open and 2 hold a rosary and book. So she's a fierce goddess. Let me get my reading glasses. Gotta put this on. So she's a fierce aspect of the Great Mother. A fierce aspect. All right. So that is her. All right, number 6. We getting to number 10 because that's Kamala, right? All right. This is number 6. All right. All right. Chinnamasta. All right. She is the Hindu goddess Devi. She is one of the Mahavidyas, 10 goddesses from the esoteric tradition of Tantra, and a ferocious aspect of the Mahadevi, the Hindu mother. All right. She whose head is severed, the self-decapitated goddess. She chopped her own head off in order to satisfy Jaya and Vijaya, metaphors for Rajas and Tamas. All right. This is a philosophical and psychological concept developed by Samkhya, school of Hindu philosophy. The other two qualities are Rajas and Sattva. Tamas are quality of inertia, in inertia, inactivity, dullness, and lethargy. All right, goes on to say she has a red complexion embodied with a frightful appearance. She has disheveled hair. She has 4 hands, 2 of which hold a sword, and another hand holding her own severed head. 3 blazing eyes with a frightful mien, wearing a crown. 2 of her other hands hold a lasso and a drinking bowl. She is partly clothed lady, adorned with adornments on her limbs and wearing a garland of skulls on her body. She is mounted upon the back of a copulating couple. Interesting. All right. So now these are tantric goddesses. This is tantric. That's a ancient way of copulation where you tap into the energies of the divine feminine and masculine. Okay, so this is her aspect. All right. It has to do with also orgasmic energy, and they also kind of say in a parable, like, you have this outer body experience, you die a little death, and some other like rumor like sayings about it. So she's number 6. All right. She deals with orgasmic energy too. All right. Now the 7th one is Dumavati, the widow goddess. Okay, this is the widow aspect of the Great Mother. All right. Dumavati is of smoky dark brown complexion. Her skin is wrinkled. Her mouth is dry. Some of her teeth have fallen out. Her long, disheveled hair is gray. Her eyes are seen as bloodshot, and she has a frightening mien, which is seen as a combined source of anger, misery, fear, exhaustion, restlessness, constant hunger, and thirst. She wears white clothes, donned in the attire of a widow. All right, this is a widow, an elder, that has gone through some things. Okay, this is the aspect of a woman who is showing anger, misery, fear, exhaustion, restlessness, constant hunger, and thirst. She wears white clothes, donned with the attire of a widow. She is sitting on a horseless chariot. All right. Um, so it's kind of like her journey has like stops, so to speak. A horseless chariot as her vehicle of transportation, and on top of the chariot, there's an emblem of a crow as well as a banner. She has 2 trembling hands. Her one hand bestows boons and or knowledge, and the other holds a winnowing basket. All right. All right. So that's number 7. Number 8. All right. Bagala Mukhi, the goddess who paralyzes enemies. All right. She has molten gold complexion with, oh, let me show her. Wait a minute. This is her. The widow goddess. You see, she's like an elderly person. Yeah. Her hair is gray, and her color is a smoky dark brown. Less life in it. All right. So that's how she looks. All right. Now back to number 8. All right. So, okay. She smashes the devotees' misconceptions and delusions with her kogel. The word Bagala is derived from the word Valga. Okay. So this is saying she has a smoky gold complexion with 3 bright eyes, lush black hair, A benign means she is seen wearing yellow garments and apparel. She is decked with yellow ornaments on her limbs. All right. Her two hands hold a mace or a club and holds a demon, Madana Sora, by the tongue to keep him at bay. So she checks the demons, all right? She is shown seated on either a throne or the back of a crane. All right, this is her. All right. So number 9, we almost to 10. All right. Now this is Matangi, the Prime Minister of Lalita in Srikula system, sometimes called Sayamala, in darkened complexion, usually depicted as dark blue. In the Tantric Saraswati, Matangi is most often depicted as emerald green in complexion with lush, disheveled black hair, 3 placid eyes, and a calm look on her face. She is seen wearing red garments and apparel, bedecked with various ornaments all over her delicate limbs. She is seated on a royal throne, and she has 4 hands, 3 of which hold a sword or scimitar, a skull, and a vina, a musical instrument. Her one hand bestows boons to her devotees. Okay, and this is how she looks. All right, she has a musical instrument. All right, she is the goddess of music and learning. So this is the aspect of the Great Mother that has a wealth of knowledge. She knows how to play instruments, the goddess of music and learning, knowledge, speech, music, arts. All right. All right. So here we are at number 10, Kamala. And y'all gonna see where I'm going with this. The question that I posed was, will Kamala live up to her name? So far, no. But this is Kamala, all right. She's named after this aspect of this great melanated dark-skinned goddess, all right, of the people of Hindustan, today called India. It used to be considered Eastern Ethiopia. All right, Hindustan. So this is of the Hindu spirituality system. So Kamala, all right. This is how she looks. This is a depiction of her. So this is an aspect of the Great Mother. This is number 10. All right. Kamala is the lotus, also known as Kamala Leia, is considered to be a tantric characterization of the goddess of prosperity, Lakshmi. All right, in Shaktiism, she is represented as the Devi in fullness of her graceful aspect. She is believed to be the 10th and the last. So, we're going to keep on reading. All right, she's considered the Tantric Lakshmi. She has a molten gold complexion with lush black hair, 3 bright placid eyes, and a benevolent expression. She is seen wearing red and pink garments and apparel and bedecked with various ornaments and lotuses all over her limbs. She is seated on a fully bloomed lotus, while with her 4 hands, 2 hold lotuses, while 2 grant her devotees wishes and assures protection from fear. So, in one aspect, Kamala, the one that's running, all right, that's in the race, she has done some things for people of Hindustan, Asia. All right. She helped with the bill that got them some things, right? So in one aspect, she has helped a small group of people. I don't know if y'all saw that clip where she said she's not doing anything specifically for the misnomer Black people, right? She says she's not doing anything for Black people, right? Not specifically for Black people. She says that, that they will benefit from some of the things that is on her agenda, but she's not going to do anything specific. And we're going to play a clip. But I'm showing y'all this. I had to go through all the 10 aspects of the Great Mother. Now, every woman, in essence, has an aspect of each of these 10 that I broke down. Now, she's named after the one that is basically the tantric Lakshmi. Lakshmi represents prosperity. All right. Yeah. All this shit has been getting on my nerves, so y'all gotta excuse me for, throughout this video. And I'm not gonna get long-winded. We're gonna get to the point. So the question that I posed was, will Kamala live up to her name? To some people, she has lived up to her name because she did do some things for Asian people, right? Her mother is from Hindustan. Okay. Her father, he has East Indian in his blood and Jamaican in his blood. They focus on this Jamaican part, but you have to look at her father and see, did her father ever identify with being, quote unquote, the misnomer Black or the misnomer African American? Did he ever say that was who he was? All right. Now we know that she grew up in Canada, and then she came here. She went to Howard. Yes, she pledged, aka. But this is her family's roots, basically. All right. And she was named after the tantric goddess, the tantric Lakshmi. All right. Lotuses, fully bloomed lotus. So this number 10 is supposed to be a feminine energy, or a woman that is operating basically in her optimal, like in her prime, basically, where she has bloomed and blossomed, and the lotus has bloomed after going through a journey of life. This is an aspect of a woman that has like reached to this level, right? Now, some would say, oh, okay, since she's, in the race, so she's reached some level of a high level, right? Because she's the VP at this moment. All right. Now she's in the race to become the P, right? Now, according to who she's trying to claim, quote unquote, the misnomer Black people. She's trying to claim this, right? Has she done anything for Black people? The misnomer Black people. Has she done anything? That's what you want to ask before you vote. All right. And voting is just seeing who the popular vote is. The Electoral College makes this decision, even though the popular vote may be so and so. They don't necessarily have to go with that shit. I did share a couple of things on my page. We're gonna look at it, but I just had to show y'all the 10 aspects of the Great Mother, the divine feminine energy. And she's named after this, right? All right. So let's look at this. The bestower of divine bliss. And in essence, she does have some misnomer black people in this state of bliss, and they're getting excited prematurely. So in some aspects, she is flowing in this. So check it out. Kamala, bestower of divine bliss. Okay, she's one of the 10 aspects of the Great Mother, right? All right. The one who dwells in lotuses is considered to be the tantric characterization of the goddess of prosperity, who is Lakshmi. In Shaktiism, she is represented as the Devi in the fullness of her graceful aspect. All right. Okay, Devi is the Sanskrit word for goddess. The masculine form is uh Deva. So you have Devi, which is the feminine aspect, and Diva is the masculine aspect. All right, it means heavenly, divine, anything excellence, and or also gender specific terms for a deity in Hinduism. All right. So this name that she carries holds a lot of weight, and she ain't living up to it according to her treatment of the misnomer black people, right? She's not living up to the shit, right? So it says, it's a characterization of the goddess of prosperity, Lakshmi. In Shaktiism, she is represented as the Devi in the fullness of her graceful aspect. She is believed to be the 10th and the last Mahavidya. All right. These are the 10 aspects of the Great Mother, or the woman. All right. The Great Mother. These are 10 aspects. So every woman has embodied some of these 10 aspects. All right. Now, this is saying that you're flowing in the fullness of the shit, like in your prime, like a woman in her prime that's on her shit and for her people. Now, in essence, she is for her East Asians. She is for them. But I want y'all to understand that, as Kendrick Lamar said, they not like us in an aspect, meaning, yes, they don't recognize their Eastern Ethiopian connection. All right. Hindustan is now called India today. But this is who she is for. She has blatantly made that clear. She just had this little this rally in ATL with Megan the Stallion, and it's crazy because, okay, Kamala, the name in Hinduism, is the tantric goddess, one of them, the tantric goddess of prosperity. So this is at the higher level, right? But she chose to have Megan Thee Stallion. Now, I don't really have nothing against Megan Thee Stallion. There's a time for the turn up. There's a time for all of that. But you got to have a balance. But she didn't get someone that represents like elegance on another level, like a quote unquote a Rihanna or a Beyonce, someone on that higher level. She chose someone on the flip side. Instead of it being like a tantric goddess, she got some ratchetness, which is a lower form of the tantric practices. So she got that to represent And it's fucked up. She couldn't go all the way ratchet chicken head energy like Sexy Red. She couldn't do that. So she chose the quote unquote lesser of the evils. She got Megan Thee Stallion, and she couldn't go too far and even get Cardi. You know what I'm saying? So she got Megan, and all this shit is like, it's by design, and it's like in our faces, right? And even though she went to Howard and she pledged, AKA, she really is showing what she thinks of the quote unquote misnomer Black woman. She's showing y'all what she thinks, but these people are rallying behind her on a Zoom call. They raised millions for her. Like, even how she got in this race. Like, I watch some other videos too, and I feel what they saying. Some relate her to the Great Harlot. That she's riding the dragon. She's riding this whole situation to hell, basically. So it's a lot of like parallels and different things you can look at. But so far, she has showed us that she is for East Asians. She's not specifically for misnomer Black people. She's not. All right. Her mother is Hindu. All right. Her mother is Hindu. So I know in my indigenous ancestry, most of the tribes that are in my bloodline are matriarchal. So you are what your mother is. Now, over here in the Western world, they say, oh, you are what your father is. And they're pushing that her father is, he has some white in him, he has some Indian in him, East Indian in him, and he has some Jamaican in him. But has he ever identified as a quote unquote misnomer Black person, African American, or any of that? Even in his country, was he classified as white in his country? I just want y'all to research before y'all get happy. Now, at the beginning, like before her and Biden won this, in the beginning, a part of me was like, okay, a woman is representing. And I just looked on the surface, and usually I will dig and I will research, right? And I saw that, okay, she was part Jamaican. So I'm like, okay, she's melanated. I know that Hindustan, like I said, it used to be considered Eastern Ethiopia. So at first I gave her a pass, but I said, you under watch, Kiara. We watching you. We watching to see what you do. And I dug a little deeper, and I saw her track record on what she did when she was in California, how she locked up all those people and she hid information about some treacherous shit that went on with people's cases. So she's not like us. She's not for us. And she's not for the original melanated people. She's not. She is about self, and she's about her Eastern Asian family. And we're going to look at something. All right. Okay, so if you just tuning in, thank you for tuning in. I'm just giving y'all something to research and something to think about. Something to think about, something to research. What is her track record? What is she bringing to the table? Because she said she not doing anything specifically for Black people, the misnomer Black people. She's not. So this is just me showing these different aspects, all right? In a lot of melanated spiritualities and cultures, you have the different aspects of the Great Mother. But I had to show y'all leading up to who Kamala, the tantric goddess, is, all right? And is she really living up to that shit? So we examining this. I just want y'all to examine before y'all get too happy. Like I said, in the beginning, when, before her and Biden got elected, before she was VP, I kind of, gave her a pass because I'm like, she's a melanated woman. Okay. My family is Creole and various indigenous bloodlines, right? So I looked at that. I'm like, okay, Hindustan people are really a part of Eastern Ethiopia. All right. But they have separated themselves from that identity. You see, i.e., how they deal with the Dalit people, the untouchables, the very dark-skinned Hindu people, how they treat them. It's racism there too, right? She is considered, fair skinned according to, the jargon that people use. But they have separated themselves basically from those dark-skinned people. All right. And it's kind of like she came and like infiltrated the shit. And I like how Tariq Nasheed has said that she doing some cosplay shit. Basically, Tariq Nasheed has some good commentary about it. Even Umar has some good commentary about it. They broke the shit down. Other people broke the shit down. And they all excited in Atlanta. And she chose to get not a super elegant misnomer Black woman. She got like a higher end ratchet energy. Because, I mean, like I said, it's a time for the tantric goddess of the woman. And it's room for when you want to be doing twerking and all of that shit. It's a time and a place for all that shit. It's a balance. But she chose to show that shit in public to represent the Black woman. That shows you what she thinks of the Black woman, what she inside her soul, what she thinks of the Black woman, to where she would choose a Megan Thee Stallion, that character, to represent while she's in Atlanta. All right. Yeah. So that just shows you she even thinks lower than, it's kind of like, even with the art of making love, you have the tantric way of making love where you can reach higher consciousness and manifest some shit, the good side of it. And then you got just fucking and ratchetness. That's the lower shit. It's like, will you get sacred inebriation and get something from it on a spiritual mental level, or are you just on the physical shit and you just want to get fucked up, you just want to get drunk? You just want to have sex. You don't want to have tantric sex. She's like reducing the imagery of the Black woman to a Megan Thee Stallion instead of choosing. Like, everything is strategic with these politicians. They play a lot on the imagery of shit because the people are watching this. The young people are watching this. Even though she said that the young people are stupid, right? She thinks that people are stupid, right? She thinks that. So in a lot, according to the misnomer Black woman, Kamala doesn't live up to her name. Her name, the goddess that she was named after, that name carries a lot of weight. But to her East Asian family, to some of them, she lives up to that. Now, some of them may not accept her because she's quote unquote claiming to be a Black woman. So they may, some of them may turn their nose up to that. So it's just a lot of little layers with the shit. But in clear black and white, good and evil type shit, she's not for people going through the Black experience, the melanated. She's not for melanated people, the original melanated people. She's not. And she basically infiltrated and came here, went to Howard, pledged, and became an AKA. So she infiltrated that shit. And now, before the world stage, she's trying to become the P. Right now, she's the VP. She's trying to become the P. She's trying to live up to her name, but it's not in the best interest of the melanated woman, descendant of the original people's woman. Kamala is not for us. She is not for the descendants of the original melanated people. She's not. I'm gonna break this down into some different segments. I ain't gonna go all hard and long-winded on this video, but I just had to show y'all this shit. So I got this other group. We're gonna visit the group, and I'm gonna show y'all just little snippets of these videos. I don't want to get this video's for educational purposes only. This is for educational purposes only, and it's mixed with my opinion and how I feel. This does not represent any of the tribal nations I'm affiliated with. These are Christina RRJXI tips, views, and I'm breaking down and I'm showing y'all the different aspects of Hinduism, where you have the 10 aspects of the Great Mother. All right. So I'm gonna go to the group. Let me see. All right. I'm gonna let y'all look at this for a minute. I'm about to find this. Just a second. We're gonna look at some of these clips. We're gonna look at some of these clips. Because I don't want y'all to be fooled and bamboozled. Like I said, before her and Biden got in there, a part of me was happy, like a melanated woman is going to be in there. All right. But as I dug deeper and did some fucking research, her track record in Cali and the policies and the shit that she was standing for, I'm like, oh, she done did a number. All right. So, all right. So this is one of my groups, right? Shout out to anybody who's a part of my group. We got 3,000 members. All right. So, solutions and solidarity for Black, Aboriginal, Indigenous worldwide. All right. Because melanated people identify with one of those names, right? All right. So, all right, let's look at this. All right. Let's look at this. This is for educational purposes. No.
Why did y'all pass a law only for Asians? Why did y'all pass a law only for Native Americans? Why did y'all pass a law only for transgenders? Why did y'all pass a law only for LGBTQs? Why did y'all pass a law only for immigrants? If you can't do anything just for Black people, this is what she said. It came out of her mouth. If you can't do anything just for Black people, how was it possible for you and President Biden to do all these other things for specific ethnic groups in this country from whose benefit no other group?
That's why I keep telling y'all, if we voting, we need to get something for our vote.
Shout out to the research guy, and shout out to Umar for breaking that shit down, because that's some real shit. All right, so this was one.
This what I know about the man. Everybody.
I'm gonna have to agree with Umar on this one.
All right, let me go back. All right, so we saw that one. All right, we saw that clip. All right, so let me share this. Just a second. All right, so that one. Okay, all right. Let's look at this one.
To win, my nigga. She's not a Black woman. This is a mixed breed Indian Asian woman. She's subject to win. And she done tricked Black women to thinking she Black because she went to Harvard and she done a few light-skinned niggas.
Oh, Lord. Even Montel Williams, I think she dated him before.
She done a few light-skinned niggas. She ain't no nappy head niggas. She been them light-skinned niggas, light-skinned like her. So I'm trying to make this presidential race about colorism. Every other group of people have gotten reparations on the planet of this earth except for us. Everything's about race in America. That's why when they ask you for a job, they want to know, is Charleston white, Black, white, Mexican, Pacific, Island? They ask that question on every application. So everything's about race. This probably could win, my nigga.
So that's another one. All right. So let me see. All right. We just watched that clip. This one is interesting. And shout out to whoever did this last video. Who was that? This is for educational purposes only. For MJ Scarface, shout out to you for making this this video. All right. I mean, the deception is like right in your face, right? And this one is Trump questions Kamala's newfound blackness. Megan Thee Stallion and Quavo cooning for the Democrats. This video, let's check this out. Oh, this shout out to Brother Sanchez. I rocks with him. I watch his videos. I've been watching them for years. Let's it's 6 hours. We not doing 6 hours, but let's check something out.
Kamala went to Georgia and she hooked up with Megan Thee Stallion. I want y'all to hear me out. This is what Kamala Harris think of black people. Mm-hmm. She went to Atlanta and she called up a thot. She called up Megan Thee Stallion, and she looked over this right here. I'm gonna show you something.
Are you into rocketry?
I started with water propulsion, worked my way up to solid fuel, then went back to water after I set our garage.
Watch this.
Nice.
I also tried to get some uranium and build an atomic engine, but that stuff's hard to find.
Probably for the best.
Good luck on your...
Millions of Americans know characters like young Sheldon as super smart prodigies on television. Well, this morning you're going to meet the real deal, and we're going to put him on television. That's Caleb Anderson. He's a kid genius who is not yet a teenager, but is already cruising through college courses and is set to go to a very prestigious university as Mark.
In case y'all never heard of this boy, right? They call him Boy Wonder. He lives in Georgia, in the state that Kamala just went to. And she didn't want to meet this young man. Really? How come a black woman like her don't know about our outstanding young people in the black community, but she got Megan Thee Stallion number on speed dial? Huh? Oh, tell me that don't hit home. Tell me that don't. You got a 12-year-old wonder child in Georgia. This dude is 12 years old, and he's a sophomore in college studying aerospace engineering. Oh, my God. 12 years old. And Kamala didn't want to go and holler at him when she was in Georgia. She wanted to hit up, hot girl summer. Let's play it.
Strassman shows us before he could even walk, Caleb could astound people around him.
I just want to show y'all. I mean, because I haven't even watched, Brother Sanchez, boy, he be going in, and some of his videos, I can't watch the whole thing because it'd be 6 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. So sometimes I catch some of it. And the shorter ones, I kind of look at them. But I just had to show y'all a couple of little clips. A couple of little clips. Shout out to Brother Sanchez. Yeah. So she's really they really trying to use these old school tactics. Now, we are in a new age to where people have access to researching shit, and we have access to more knowledge. As a whole, I'm speaking. And they are she's using these old school tactics. All you got to do is, get an artist, to perform. And she was on there talking slang and shit, ebonics and shit. And all of this shit, man. It's cosplay. So I want y'all to really, really examine her policies. Let's look up real quick. What are some of her policies? I've been on here 1 hour and 12 minutes. I'm gonna stop at 1 hour and 30 minutes. So got a little more than 15 minutes left. Let's look up. Let's just try to look up some of the policies, right? And let's play this one more time, because I want y'all, whoever just scroll by this, I want y'all to look at this shit.
Umar on this one.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
Why did y'all pass a law only for Asians? Why did y'all pass a law only for Native Americans? Why did y'all pass a law only for transgenders? Why did y'all pass a law only for LGBTQs? Why did y'all pass a law only for immigrants? If you can't do anything just for black people, this is what she said. It came out of her mouth. If you can't do anything just for black people, how was it possible for you and President Biden to do all these other things for specific ethnic groups in this country, from whose benefit no other group?
That's why
So I just had to play that again because I wanted y'all to hear her.
I'm gonna have to agree with Umar on this one.
gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit Black people. No.
Why did y'all?
I know y'all see that shit, right? I know y'all heard that. So I hope they plaster that video of her saying that shit everywhere for our people that are lost and being misled, for them to recognize what the fuck it is. Yeah, so I had to show y'all that. So from what she just said, she ain't, according to melanated people in America, she ain't for us. She's not. She's only for her mama's people, basically. That's who she's for. And in essence, I already broke that down. But she's supposed to be living up to this name, right? Yeah. But in my opinion and in my research, she's not. Let's look at hold on. Kamala's. All right, give me a second. I want to pull up one more thing. And somebody did a video about this. I can't even find it right now. Okay. All right. So, Kamala Harris's complex record as a prosecutor. We just examining this. This is our right to examine, because you're supposed to research before you vote for the popular vote, right? What these decisions tell us about Kamala Harris' approach to criminal justice. From the death penalty to school truancy and diversion programs, here are some key steps Harris took as a district attorney and attorney general. And I'm going to try to I ain't going to read this whole article, but I'm going to try to pull out some shit. All right. Okay, according to the death penalty, unalive penalty. Hey, I'm just reading what it says, all right? This is for educational purposes only. Okay, one of the earliest tests of Harris's career as a district attorney came after a San Francisco man shot and unalived a police officer, Isaac Espinoza, in 2004. Harris had campaigned against capital punishment and rejected calls by the police groups, the officer's family, and prominent state Democratic officials to seek a death sentence, an alive sentence. The decision permanently fractured Harris's relationship with the city Popo, right? According to people close to Harris and the Popo officials, the Trump campaign is already citing this case to criticize her, right? So it says the uneasiness between Harris and the Popo groups persisted through her first bid for California Attorney General in 2010, but she worked to repair those relationships in her first term, according to a 2016 New York Times Magazine feature, and won the support of numerous Popo groups during her re-election campaign. So it says right here, like, she started to in 2004, in 2004, she started to, like, but then she was like, oh no, basically, I'm paraphrasing, she repaired her relationship with the Popo. Okay. Now, every Popo ain't crooked, but it's a lot of crooked ones. And I don't agree with the crooked ones. That shit is fucked up. But there are, melanated people that are becoming popo, and people that really want to make a difference. I don't have nothing against people that really want to make a difference and do some good. I'm not against that. But all right, I'm paraphrasing. All right. So she repairs this with them. All right. And it goes on. Y'all can read this article. It's called The Marshall Project. And so basically, they said, while Harris's role is not publicly known, the department agreed to a settlement in 2015 that requires it to consider gender affirmation surgery for incarcerated people on a case-by-case basis. So this is the shit that she did in her career. I want to look up, what is her agenda? Has she told us what's her agenda? What's her policies? What is she gonna do for people? Because she says she's not doing shit for just black people, the misnomer black people. She's not doing shit. That's what she said. So y'all can go over this. Innocence cases. Okay. It says in 2008, Jamal Truelove was arrested in San Francisco and prosecuted by Harris's office for the unalive of his friend Seo Kuka. The court later found that the Popo had framed Mr. Truelove, and he was released after 6 years in prison. The city agreed to pay him $13 million. Okay, she haven't publicly commented on this, but it's just a lot. I just want y'all to research. Okay, this says mortgage lenders, okay, fraudulent and unscrupulous behavior that led to the 2009 financial crisis. This, it says, in 2011, as California Attorney General, Harris walked away from a $4 billion settlement with several of the nation's largest mortgage lenders over the fraudulent and unscrupulous behavior that led to the 2009 financial crisis, specifically their foreclosure practices. So, as y'all can see, y'all can look at the Marshall Project, look that shit up and read the shit, and just see her track record. See her track record. Now, the flip side of this is, in a perfect world, if we did have a true descendant of the original people, woman, melanated woman, some will call her the misnomer black woman, running, and she actually was fighting for melanated people and giving melanated people a specific bill, specific money, correcting, some of the effed up shit in this fucking world. Like, that would have been nice. But she has this name, and She ain't living up to this name because not for the misnomer black people. She's not living up to this name. She's named after the goddess of prosperity. Is she sharing prosperity with melanated people? Descendants of the original people? No, she's not. According to what she said out of her mouth, and I played the clips for y'all. So I got 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Is there anything else I wanna look at? So if y'all just tuning in, I broke down the 10 aspects of the Great Mother. And the VP, she's named after the 10th aspect of the Great Mother, the source of all things. She's named after the 10th aspect, right? She's named after Kamala, the Tantric Lakshmi, the goddess of prosperity. All right. This name represents the Devi in the fullness of her graceful aspect. But in my opinion, she is not living up to this in her treatment towards the misnomer black people. And I use the misnomer black people because our ancestors didn't call themselves black. Nobody is actually the color black. But in these depictions of these goddesses, they are actually painted the color black. We went by our tribal nation names in our indigenous languages. All right. In the Americas and on the 7 continents. Dating, even if you want to go all the way back to Pangea. Now, as a Creole and indigenous human, I am a pan-melanist. When people are for the betterment of our people as a whole, not she just singling out, oh, she gonna do stuff for Eastern Ethiopians that are now distancing themselves from that label. They're just considered Eastern Asians. They're Hindustan people. They are people from India. They don't even recognize their connection to Eastern Ethiopia as a whole. They even try to distance themselves from the Dalit, the untouchable people. They show racism towards them. I won't say all of them, but there is some racism towards them. So I just wanted y'all to, check this out, see what her name means in the form of the bestower of divine bliss. She is, in essence, all them people shaking their ass in ATL and screaming her name. She was exercising this little power, the bestower of divine bliss, just making them be in bliss. You know how that saying says, ignorance is bliss. She had them under her spell in that aspect. And it's sad, it's fucked up, but it's not too late, people, to wake up and research. Just research before you cast your quote unquote vote. That's just gonna be what the popular vote is. Then it gotta go to the electoral college, and they make the decision on who they gonna pick. I did share some stuff about that, and shout out to my other channel with my cuz, the Southeastern Talking Stick podcast. Make sure y'all check us out on Sundays at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. There is a post on, okay, I'm gonna share it. All right. Now how she got here. All right. Coup d'etat. All right. A sudden, decisive exercise of force in politics, right? All right. Now we've been saying this for years, individually and now collectively, but this is a reminder, y'all. All right. All right. After you cast your ballot for president, your vote goes to a statewide tally. In 48 states and Washington, D.C., the winner gets all the electoral votes for the state. Maine and Nebraska assign their electors using a proportional system, all right? A candidate needs the vote of at least 270 electors, more than half of all electors, to win the presidential election. In most cases, a projected winner is announced on election night in November after you vote, but the actual electoral college vote takes place in mid-December when the electors meet in their states. All right. All right, let's see. Okay. The Electoral College is not a physical place. It is a process which includes the selection of electors, meeting of electors who cast votes for the president or vice president, counting of electoral votes by Congress. And other U.S. election candidates are elected directly by popular vote, but the president and vice president are not elected directly by citizens. Instead, they are chosen through the Electoral College process. The process of using electors comes from the Constitution. It was a compromise between a popular vote by citizens and a vote in Congress. So, I just want y'all to do y'all research, and it would be great if we truly had a woman that embodied the essence of the great matriarch and truly did some great things for our great melanated people, misnomered Black people, and dark indigenous people that are misnomered Black people. If we had a woman energy that did this, that really was for us, that would have been great. But it's looking like she ain't it. What's your opinion? What's your comment? What do you base it on? Do you base it on your research? Have you really researched her record? Or are you just so happy because she's melanated, you just gonna vote for her blindly? Have you did your research? Make some comments, y'all. Make some comments. Make some comments. Let me know how you feel, what you're thinking. And this is for educational purposes only, mixed with my personal opinion based on my research. These are not the views of any tribal nations I'm affiliated with. All right. So, y'all, we're going to do some more. We're going to examine some more of melanated aspects of the Great Mother. All right. We're going to look at it in different spirituality systems. All right. Of course, we're going to look at the misnomer Creole. Different parts of the world identify with Creole. We're going to look at Creole spirituality systems, and we're going to look at indigenous spirituality systems, and we're going to look at the Great Mother. This is a part of the series that I'm doing on the Great Matriarchs, and are people that are named after these great matriarchs, the great aspects of the Great Mother Matriarch, are they really living up to that name? Because those names carry weight. And if you got that name, you're supposed to live up to that name. That's all I'm saying. So once again, thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Keem Hassacole. Appreciate you tuning in. You did comment, and everybody else who tuned in that haven't commented. You just watching and observing, you researching. I just challenge you to research somebody's track record before you go and vote for them. All right, that's all I'm saying. Yes, she's a woman. Yes, she's melanated, but is she truly for descendants of the original melanated people? Is she truly for the misnomer Black people? You got to ask yourself that question. All right. So, until the next video in this series, thank y'all for tuning in. I love y'all. Ashe yo. Peace.